In this video, I'm going to share with you how we easily stack a 2-tier, 3-tier, and 4-tier cake. Also, I made a mistake when I stacked this cake, and I'm going to show you how I fixed it. Hi everyone, my name is Christy, and welcome to our channel where we love to share, teach, and inspire everything to do with cake decorating. So let's jump into the video. For materials, we will use boba straws, scissors to cut them, as well as wood skewers and wire cutters to cut those. And when it comes to the skewers, choose a thick or a thin one depending on how much support you need. So right now we're going to start with a 2-tier cake, but we're going to see with every cake, we follow the same process. So here I'm placing 4 boba straws in the center. I'm actually intentionally not putting one directly in the middle and then simply using the scissors to cut them to size. Now, depending on where you want to take the cake, this will influence how many boba straws you might want to use or how many wood skewers you want to use. In this case, this was my daughter's birthday cake for a home party, so it didn't need to go anywhere. Here you can see I also didn't cut a straw quite right, so I'm pulling it back up and trimming just a little bit extra so it makes it the right fit. Now that we're done with the boba straws, we're going to use a wood skewer on the top tier to move that to the bottom tier and help with our positioning. Now we're going to take this wood skewer and push it through that top tier cake board, but also try to push it through all the way to the bottom cake board. That's what's going to make the difference and make it super secure. Moving on to a 3-tier buttercream cake. This is a cake I made for my dad's wedding, and you can see that we're following the same process. I drove this cake about 10 or 15 minutes away, so it wasn't a very far drive. And because of that, I decided to put 4 boba straws on the bottom tier. And actually, I forgot to mention earlier, boba straws are super strong. They are just as strong as dowels. They're just as strong as those plastic tubes that are really hard to cut. You know which ones I'm talking about. And some people actually use even thinner straws. I do like these thicker boba straws. These are ones we carry in our shop. They're about 1/4 inch in diameter, and I really like them because this means that I don't need to use as many straws, and therefore we have more cake. So for this 3-tier cake, we also want to do the same process on the 2nd tier to prepare this to hold that top 3rd tier. Same thing, put in boba straws and cut these to size. And always keep in mind that when you have a cake that's at least 6 inches tall, that's when you know you really need to use supports. Here I'm adding 2 wood skewers and I'm pushing them through that top cake board and pushing it all the way into the bottom cake board. To get the skewer to go all the way through to the board, I like to use another skewer to help push it down all the way. Here I'm adding some buttercream so I can add that top tier, again using a center skewer to position that top tier. Hopefully you're enjoying this video, and if so, give it a like and subscribe to our channel. Now I'm pushing that last wood skewer through the center, and you can see why I don't like putting the straws in the center. I want the wood skewer to go in the center. And finally, we're wrapping up this cake with a beaded border. Okay guys, we made it to 4 tiers. Okay, this is a 4-tier fondant cake. It is a Beauty and the Beast inspired cake for a quinceañera. This cake was so much fun. It's so much fun making this cake. And I want to show you that the process is very much the same. Now, this cake had to be delivered to a location that was over an hour drive away. So I really wanted to make sure there was a lot of support here. I used 8 boba straws at the bottom. You can also see that I'm avoiding the center like always. These boba straws are around the center, but not using that center space. That's where I want the wood skewers to go. And now I'm using a non-skid pad in between the 2 tiers. I prefer this with fondant. It keeps everything nice and clean, but you can use buttercream if you like. And we continue with the same process of putting in boba straws and cutting those to size. Now I will share with you that at this point, I did not realize that I didn't really have the alignment I was looking for this tier, but at least I'll show you how we fix that later. So we're adding another non-skid pad, and I'm adding, in this case, 4 wood skewers going all the way through the 2nd tier cake board and pushing it down into the bottom board all the way around, all the way to the bottom. And I'm using the wire cutters to trim off the edge there. Because this cake is 4 tiers and going over an hour drive, I really wanted to make sure it had all of the support it could. Now that we finished cleaning off this second tier, we're ready for that third tier. I'm just lifting it up because it's fondant, just very easy to lift and position in the center here. And I'm going to use wood skewers to go push through that cake board as well as the cake board below it. I'm putting 2 of them here, and now I'm adding the boba straws for support for the top tier. Now I know it's not so easy to see here, but I am using 4 boba straws. I always use a minimum of at least 4 boba straws for any cake tier. I mentioned earlier that I made a mistake here, and when I realized that the alignment was off, I reversed everything. I took the wood skewers, pulled those up. Now I'm pulling up the wood skewers for the second tier. And this, I would say, makes it very easy to fix any alignment issues. Once I get everything realigned, now I'm ready to push those skewers back in place, back where I want the cake to stay. In this case, I'm just using the end of the scissors to get it back in place. Now I'm putting back the non-skid pad and placing that third tier again in the right spot that I want it. And we're ready to push those skewers back in. And now we're cleaning up this border by adding a nice white ribbon and simply picking up the top tier and centering it on top. I just love working with fondant, guys. It makes it so easy to move cakes around. And that's it, guys, for this 4-tier cake. Here's a picture of it at my home, stacked, and then in the car, driving over an hour away to the venue. And that's it, guys. Thanks for stacking with me. And I'm curious, how did you like this vertical video? Did it work? Hope you liked the video. Give us a like, subscribe to our channel. See you next time. Bye.